Well, hello YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. My next job that I want to keep moving on is putting together rails or logs or whatever you want to call them for the Corduroy road. We've got a small start on it, but I'm hoping in the little bit of time that I've got left to get down 10 more small trees, get them over here and process them into logs. So we'll see how we do. All right, let's get our gear and get to work. So when you're processing your logs for your Corduroy road, watch out for all these little bits and pieces of branches sticking out. Get rid of that stuff, because that's potentially a tire puncture there. The other thing I like to do is, instead of having to use a measuring tape all the time, let's use a measuring stick. So I've got this to the length that I want. Just lay it beside the tree that I'm processing and cut it off, and you're good. You got your length. All right, let's keep going. Well, our Corduroy road is slowly growing. So this is preparation for the spring. This is this path is not too bad right now, although we've got 3 or 4 days of rain coming. So it's going to get messy. So what I'm doing is just laying these out so that I'm getting this obvious curve. And we added a pretty good bunch more logs to this, so we've made some decent progress today, even though it was only less than half a day. Well, that's good. We added another 6 feet to it today. I'll show you what else I've been doing. So to get all my 2x6s uniform in size for the off-grid cabin, I trimmed them all. So everything was all cut on the same setting on the sawmill. And that worked very nicely, but it left me with a whole bunch of trim scrap. But this is just perfect to throw in here into the ruts, and it's just going to help support things that much more. All right, so what we're going to do is drive the tractor down here over top of these to press them in a little bit. So let's get that done. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. All right. All right, getting late. Got to head back for dinner before it gets dark. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. We may be facing a whole bunch of rain. You never know. We'll see. We'll see you in the morning. So part of the benefit of what we're doing here with building the Corduroy road is it's helping to clear up the bush too. I'm doing a lot of this work with trees that are dead or down or in rough shape. So everything is getting cleaned up quite nicely, but it is leaving a lot of limbs behind. So one of the advantages of this grapple that I've got, which is a grapple / root rake, is it does a nice job where I can go into the areas that I've been working and just scoop up most of the branches that I've been chopping off, all these little branches, and I'm putting them over in a pile here, and the stuff is quite small, and scooping up other debris with it as well, so it will compost down very quickly, which is good. So we're going to finish sweeping this area before we start on our next batch of poles for the Corduroy road. All right, that's pretty good. So that also is giving me a nice clear path through to where the build site is for the off-grid cabin. We're right beside it here, so I can bring the tractor back in here. I'm even looking at storing some of my tractor equipment back in here, back in the bush, out of the sun, that kind of thing. All right, let's go have a look at where we're going to harvest from next. Well, I hope you've been enjoying today's video, and if you have, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it around. And if you've got any comments, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That would really help. All right, let's get back to work. So from in behind this giant, gnarly pine tree is where we're going to be looking next. There's a whole bunch of stuff over here of a good size, a bunch of it dead. We will cut it down and drag it out to where we can limit. All right, let's get to work. Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow I want to create a road that I can get through here with on the tractor. It's not that far-fetched. A little crazy, but so am I. There's a bunch of these that will have to go just straight into the chipper. All right, I'm gonna get my little strap and start pulling these out and pull out some of the junk too. Some of the stuff that I can throw into the chipper pile. I watched a channel the other day that I regularly follow called Sawing with Sandy. Now he has just started doing the same thing, building a corduroy road, but boy, he's got some very nice equipment and he can do it real quick. And the size of logs that he's using, yeah, he's gonna make very quick progress. It's interesting to have a look at. I will put a link to that particular video on his site, so go check that out. That's large scale, at least compared to me. Now that's interesting. Every once in a while, I find signs of things that have gone on back here before, like the horseshoe the one time. Here's a very rotten piece of nylon rope. Huh. I wonder who last held that. So once I've got the trees out of here that I want, I'll start cleaning up some of the stuff on the ground and get it over into the chipper pile. Yeah, we need chips, and that's gonna just be perfect for it. All right, that gives you guys an idea of what I'm doing. I'll come back to it when we've got some more poles ready to go. All right, folks, it's getting late, getting dark. We got to get out of here before it gets too dark. So we've made really good progress. We've got some more logs. Things are really wet, but things are draining, so that's a good thing. We're going to get back down here again right away and continue with some cleanup and probably getting some more logs for the Corduroy road. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. Winter's coming in quick and hard. Things are starting to freeze pretty good. But right now, we still are barely above freezing. So we got a few more days that we can work to get some of this stuff done. Once it freezes, well, that's okay. We'll find other stuff to do. So that's going to be it for today's video, folks. Don't forget to go have a look at Sawing with Sandy's page. You'll see that quite interesting. He's got some really nice equipment, and he's got quite a setup for his sawmill, and he's constantly improving it. So if you folks have got any thoughts, questions, anything like that, please let me know. I love hearing from you. I always respond to everybody's comments, and I appreciate the feedback and the advice that I often get, and I often use a lot of it. So I'd also like to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We've had a real jump, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming on board. I really appreciate your support. And as always, I really appreciate the support of my regulars who are always watching, always commenting. You guys are the ones that make this really workable and make me want to continue moving forward and making videos. So if you've been enjoying this video, please don't forget to give it a like and share it around. And I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. That really helps. So remember to stay safe out there, be good to each other, and we will see you out on the trails the next time.